Hi, welcome back to Dante's kitchen. And when you left us, we was preparing the pot to water ratio for that synergy. Just come and have a look at this. Just come and have a look at this right here. This is beautiful. What we got here is the beautiful potatoes blend. Now we did this. We provided this with the water, the pot, and the potatoes. Now we're gonna do one more thing now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some salt. You want to be careful with how much salt you add, because if you add too much salt, you're not gonna get that flavor. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need that right amount of salt. Now this is what I suggest. You can do what you want to do at home. You get your hand, and you want to get your hand at a certain angle so it's perpendicular to the salt. You want to get that perpendicularness, right? And then once you've got that perpendicularness, what you want to do is you want to gently tilt the salt towards your hand, being careful not to get any on the floor. Then now, I mean, at first this is hard to do. What we're going to do now is we're just going to gently lean forward, and we're going to just pick up those grains of salt on the hand. Okay? Now, when we have what I like to call a teaspoonful of salt, should look something like that. Should look something like that. Can you get a little look at that? Can we get a close up of that salt? No, the camera's not going to pick it up. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right there, the salt. Alright, what we're going to do now is take the salt. We're going to put it in the pot. Bam. That's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to dust it off into the pot. Wow. Nothing more, nothing less. Brilliant, brilliant. And then that's going to deal with itself. That's going to deal with itself. Now what we're going to do now, I'm going to prepare a bagel. Now, the bagel is a donut-shaped bread which originates from the Himalayan mountains, made by Tibetan monks. Now what we're going to do now, apparently, basically, I'll tell you a little story about the bagel. Apparently the Tibetan monks, when they got the dough to make their loaf, they realized that when they looked through the center of the dough, it was like looking into the eyes of Buddha himself. Thus the dough-shaped bread. What we're going to do now is make that bagel. What I've got here now is some New York bagels. I've got some New York bagels for you right there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open this bag of New York bagels. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take my two fingers like this. Let me step back so you can see. And I'm just going to go like that right there. I'm just going to go like that. Very simple movement. The bag doesn't break. We still have the stick apart, you know? And what we're going to do now is reach into the bag and take out our bagel. Okay? So what we've got here is our bagel, right? And what I'm going to do with this bagel is I'm going to cut this bagel in half. I'm going to cut it right here, and I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut the bagel to. What I'm going to do now, right? I'm going to take this knife right here, and I'm gonna put it on the seam of the bagel, the side of the bagel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little indent. I'm going to make a little indent right there, you see? So you should see that little indent. You see it? There it is. I've made that indent, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press hard on that indent, and I'm going to cut. And I'm going to cut all the way until I get that perfect half shape of the bagel. And I'm just going to go around. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to go around the bagel. Because I want that perfectness, you know? I want that perfectness that those Tibetan monks saw when they were cutting the bagel. And you know what I'm doing? I'm just going to go around like that. I'm going to go around like that, and look at that right there. What do I have? Well, what do I have? I have two halves of the bagel, right? That's what we wanted. Now what I'm going to do with these two halves right now, I'm going to put them into this invention came out a few years ago. It's called a toaster, right? I'm going to take the bagel, I'm going to put it in the toaster. Now, a lot of people don't have toasters, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how we use this toaster, okay? What we have right here is your standard toaster. We're going to take the bread, we're going to put it in the toaster. First of all, we're just going to plug it in. We're just going to plug in the toaster. Once the toaster's plugged in, we're going to take the bagel and we're going to put it in the toaster. Wow. We're going to pick it up and we're going to put it in the toaster. And we're going to turn that on. And now, you want to just leave that on there now for about 3 minutes. You want to let that just cook for about 3 minutes. So while that's preparing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat the bagel with, right? I'm going to eat the bagel with this right here. This is called smooth peanut butter. Now, some people like to use crunchy peanut butter. They think it gives them more of a crunchy texture. And I do understand that if that is your preference, then by all means, please stick with that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the smooth peanut butter. That's what I'm going to use. And this version is from Asda. You can pick it up from Asda only. This is Asda smooth peanut butter. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to use something else, right? I'm going to show it to you because you're going to be interested in it. Just stay right there. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to use some Hardly jam as well. Oh, okay, wow. Okay. I'm going to combine the two. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to combine the two. And you know what? I'm going to show you how to do it. Stay right there. We'll be right back.